Genesis of the Remnant Lds Church, Proclamation Background Study Part 2D and C 99-11a, B. High Priests, power to call and organize a council. The high priests, when abroad, have power to call and organize a council after the manner of the foregoing, to settle difficulties when the parties, or either of them, shall request it, and the said council of high priests shall have power to appoint one of their own number, to preside over such council for the time being. D and C 104-3b. Right of presidency. The Melchisedec priesthood holds the right of presidency, and has power and authority over all the offices in the church, in all ages of the world, to administer in spiritual things. D and C 104-5. Right to officiate in their own standing. High priests, after the order of the Melchisedec priesthood, have a right to officiate in their own standing, under the direction of the presidency, in administering spiritual things, and also in the office of an elder, priest, of the Levitical order, teacher, deacon, and member. D and C 104-7. Right to officiate in all these offices of the church when there are no higher authorities present. The high priest and elder are to administer in spiritual things, agreeably to the covenants and commandments of the church, and they have a right to officiate in all these offices of the church when there are no higher authorities present. D and C 122-9b. Where organization has been arranged. Where organization has been arranged and officers have been ordained and set in order, the standing ministry in their order, high priests, elders, priests, teachers, and deacons. D and C 122-10 are, a council of high priests. Should the church fall into disorder, or any portion of it, it is the duty of the several quorums of the church, or any one of them to take measures to correct such disorder, through the advice and direction of the presidency, the 12, the 70, or a council of high priests, in case of emergency. Church History Volume 1, pg. 264. A council of high priests. About this time troubles arose in Missouri, which occasioned the authorities at Kirtland much anxious concern. Joseph wrote them warning them that the judgments of God awaited them if they repented not. A council of 12 high priests also took the matter under advisement and appointed Orson Hyde and Hiram Smith to write them. Volume 1, pg. 272. Conference of High Priests, Brother Joseph, and certain others, have written to you on this all-important subject, but you have never been apprised of these things, by the united voice of a conference of those high priests that were present at the time this commandment was given. Volume 1, pg. 284. A council of high priests. On Tuesday, March 26, 1833, a council of high priests met at Independence, Jackson County, Missouri. Of this council Joseph writes, on the 26th of March a council of high priests, 21 in number, convened for the general welfare of the church, in what was then called Zion, in Jackson County, Missouri, on account of a revelation, my letter, and an epistle from the church in Kirtland. A solemn assembly had been called, and a sincere and humble repentance manifested, insomuch, that on the 26th of February, 1 month previous, a general epistle has been written in conference, which was satisfactory to the presidency and church at Kirtland.